Welcome to Workbench Vice Garage, and today we're going to be looking at my 1980 Lincoln Mark 6 and doing some maintenance to her. Let's dig in. So to get started, we're just going to do a little walk around here. So you can already see there's some body damage there, but overall the vinyl top, kind of shines her up nice. Protected with old skin. All right, let's go to the inside here. Bit of dentage, wind dentage. That's an aftermarket option right there. Go inside. And this is the interior. Luscious, comfortable, like a couch, and the dash. That seems to not work very well, but we'll have a look into that later. On the hood, there's a little bit of a hood scoop going on here. Custom work done with a good old tree. Good old tree branches fell on her. I'm going to show you a little bit of this vehicle here before we dig into the mechanics and stuff. So in the back here, they have this really awesome tire holder from the trunk. So it's only a design. It wasn't actually meant to hold any tires, but it's just there to look at. And then also, what really creeped me out when I bought this vehicle was that in the back window. So that was a really great addition that they added on for me there. Mark 6 in chrome. The chrome on this vehicle is just amazing shape. Like it could use some wax, but she'll come out really nice. Oh yeah. And it's got all of its wings on this side. Lost one on the other, but I do have it on the inside here, which I'll show you. Should be somewhere in here. Somewhere in this big long boat. Somewhere, maybe. Oh yeah, and this is all the original documentation for the vehicle. So you have the original owner's manual, the electronic instrument panel booklet as well with it. So that'll come in handy, especially because the digicals on this car doesn't really work very well. So we'll have to really look into it and get it fixed up. But overall, paid $2,000 for her, and she's only got 74,000-ish 5 kilometers, which I'll show you here. Yeah, a little below it, but it's still at the close to 74,000 mark. Got some spare keys with her, so that's the keys we're going to be using today to get this vehicle running. We got to get a new carburetor in and make a list and get it all fixed up. And I'm just going to show you the trunk here as well, just so you're aware of what's in it. But there's not a whole lot this car came with in the trunk. Right key? Yeah. I think the circle key goes in for the trunk. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 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 Okay, give me a moment here. Flip it on like that. And yeah, just had a bit of problems there because it's a trick to open this now. Here we go. Now let me hold this open with something. God, let me just give you a peek. So this is the trunk here. So nothing special in here, no parts or no signs of anything being wrong with the engine, that's for sure. Just a spare tire, probably original, and that's all there is to the trunk. So we'll move on to the power barn. Okay, let's have a look in the power barn and see what kind of horsepowers we have. If I can get it open here. Yeah, come on. Oh, there we go. Just that lever. So we have a 351 Windsor. So this was the second motor option of this year, which was the only option, the 351. And then you had the 302. So you get the 302. And there's a Lincoln just beside here, which I'll show you in a moment. And that has the 302 in it. But this has the bigger motor. So we got more cubes. And then here we have a custom hood holder. So when your hood shocks fail, you just add that in. It's an aftermarket piece. And it comes free. You just need a couple of screws, some cheap metal, and she'll work just fine to keep the hood open, especially if we're going to be digging in most of the day. I'm just going to show you what the motor looks like, just because, why not? The guy who I bought it off of put a Amazon carburetor in, which is a no-no. It is a no-no for that shit. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to take this whole unit off. It's already has electrical tape on it. Come on. I gotta get a Leatherman in here. God damn it. Okay, well, I'm back. So we gotta get this thing off. I should have a knife in this toolkit, so we'll just knife it off with the thing here. And that should be taken care of. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Done. Okay. You off. Off! Why does everything want to fight with me today? Jesus God. Okay, well, here's our carburetor from Amazon. Things are really sketchy, looking kind of sketchy, especially this hose, and yeah, it needs quite a bit of work. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to make a list of the things we need to do on this piece of cardboard here, and hopefully it doesn't fly away while we're doing it. Otherwise, I'd forget. So first thing we're going to tackle is we're going to put a battery in. So we got to see if it starts. Battery. Carb would be next. I want to see the carburetor. We got to replace the Amazon one because I was driving all the way from Ottawa to Stayner, 6 hours, and it started sputtering. So it's going to need a carburetor. Filler neck seal, because the gas tank was leaking like Niagara Falls. So turns out the guy replaced the gas tank but never put a filler neck seal in. So then we need a filler neck seal. Filler neck seal. We need a new return line. The return line fell off, so all the gas is just pouring all over the place in the engine bay. Return line for fuel. And then we need new headlights. And do an oil change. Oil change with filter. This filter. Perfect. All right, let's get started with the battery. Yeah. All right, just gonna get the battery in now here. Yep. Oh, moly. Oof. This is a lot of work. This battery in here. Make sure the ground cable's on. All right, so we're going to put the negative on first. We got to inch the battery up a bit here. Yes, we're just going to give it a little love tap, you know. That should be fine for now, and we're just going to bolt that in. That's as far as she'll go on that end. Then put the other side in. Which is also not completely properly on, but that's fine. These need new fucking cables here. Jesus. Should be another thing we would be working on. All right, then we're going to give her a little turn, see if she'll fire up. Looks like the lights are coming on. I know there's a choke somewhere here. So we'll pull that out. Okay, well, it looks like she has some problems firing up here. I wish we had some laughing gas right now. Man, that would really help. I gotta go see if I have any. And maybe she'll just come right around. Well, we got her running. It's just that carburetor, the linkage to the throttle was fucked. So now we gotta change that out. But she's purring now. That's good. I'm just gonna let her warm up a bit, and maybe we'll get started soon on getting her fixed up a little bit. Because it needs a carb, filler neck seal. Then we're going to do an oil change. It did have some leaks. I know the return line is leaking, which is down there onto the oil filter, if you can see that. So we shouldn't leave it running for too long, because I'm worried that that's just going to screw everything up. But But yeah, she's running. She's running. That's all that matters. We got her running. It's got a few things. I don't know how we're gonna get that ever fixed, but you can really smell the fuel though. It's really bad. The smell, it's very deep and strong. But yeah, we got her running. While that's running, I'll show you this thing. So this is my buddy's dad's Lincoln, which is also an 80, but it's a coupe, a town coupe. So it doesn't have the tire mark on the back like the Mark 6 does. This thing has about 40,000 kilometers on it. It's got the blue interior. Just gotta love that, eh? And then it's got some water in the door panel, which is pretty nasty, if you ask me. So if anyone wants Lincoln water, loop it in the comments. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Yeah, and a cracked windshield too. So, yeah, nice shiny chrome. Yeah, definitely needs to be fixed. This could be my next project if I end up buying it. But for now, let's go back to the Mark 6. She's running like a kitten. Yeah, but I'll show you what I was looking at. So I was looking at this. One of these pieces here was getting caught on the linkage. So that's why it wasn't starting when we tried earlier. But I got her running. All right, I think we could shut it down now. All right, I just want to get those wipers down. There we go. Wipers down. Eliminated. Yeah, this ignition is something else I want to look at, because when the car is running, the digital dash doesn't come on, the display. So I'm thinking maybe if we spray some lube in there, we can get it fixed, or I'll just take it out and lubricate the wires and stuff. Might have some dust in it. So yeah, just a magnificent car. All this nice wood trim. Back seats have the old cigarette lighter with the insert there. Some old cassettages. Nice. The Commitments? Huh. This. I've never heard of that. And I'm a classic rock guy and I don't even know that. Whatever. Well, she's a runner. So we'll start digging into the hood shortly here. And take that stupid carburetor off. The Amazon carburetor. Now this is my 97 town car. 192,000 kilometers on it. It's pretty clean. Very well maintained its whole life. Now I was just looking for the carburetor. Oh, there we are. All right, now we're just going to work on taking the carburetor out here. I just got to see what socket sizes I have. Let's find out. Having a look. No, that'll never do harm. Okay, so these would be the mounting bolts. They're not very big, but they should be decently easy to get off. I might need to just use a wrench from my collection here. I don't think it would be it. It's definitely smaller than that. God damn it. Get back in there. Smaller. Smaller. Well, it must be a 10 or 11, 10 or 11. Well, it's bigger than that. Well, then it must be a 12. Otherwise, it's one of those weird bolts. Oh, yeah. You know what? I might need a little bit of ratchet in that one. I put the extension on. It's got to be something like a 1/2 inch, maybe. Smaller than that. 7/16. Oh man, that's finger loose. Why would the guy have the mounting bolts to the carburetor loose? Finger loose. Finger fucking loose. My goodness God. That's not the proper way to mount a carburetor. What was this guy thinking? Oh, he's just crazy. He was kind of a crazy guy anyway. Oh, come on. What's... Oh, it's this thing's in the way now. You know what? I could literally just fucking... just unscrew it that way. There we go. Now that that's done, one bolt. That was finger loose. All right, I'll be back, folks. Just gonna get another jacket. I don't want to ruin this one. Let's continue. Continue working on the car. The link. All I can say is, why were they finger loose? That's not how you... Okay, you know what? They were all finger loose. This one's even finger loose. They're just a little tricky. A little tricky to get at here. You know what I mean? You know what a guy's putting down here? Are you paying attention? Oh, right. Got that out. Now we just got to get the other side, which is going to be a little more difficult here. Okay. Am I stepping down on the right thing here? I don't know. Am I going to trip? Maybe. Okay, now we just got to disconnect all this other shit. And fuel might come out of there if I take that off. Might as well just get this out of my way. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Two hoses. Where was the other hose? That's fine. There's the other one. What size was that? That was a 7/16. 7/16. I don't even. Maybe the other bolts are loose anyway. Oh no, he decided not to get those bolts loosed. I just need a driver. That's 7/16. Yeah. I might have one. It leaks in here. Well, you know what? It ain't perfect. I don't have a 7/16 driver. What are we gonna do? Get it in there. Shit. Well, boys, I'm just gonna have to figure it out. Figure it out. You snag in there? Maybe. Seems to be doing something. Oh yeah. Almost finger loose for these bolts. It's just nuts. Should have tightened them a little. Finger fucking loose. Yeah. Don't want to lose this nut either, so I'm gonna need to be careful here, guys. I'm gonna lose it. Got my fingers stuck in it now. You know, this down. Give me this. There we go. Silly little carbs. So yeah, cheap China. Cheap China. Cheap China. Okay, now we're gonna get this bolt. This one's probably the easiest so far yet. Yeah. Yes. Oh, he had it to a hose clamp. I'll show you guys here in a minute what's the issue with this carburetor that he put in. He put a hose clamp. So I don't know why there is a hose clamp, but there is. He's got one here. Oh. No, Nathan. Just. Ah, goodness gosh. And then there's a leak coming from here. I gotta figure out what that leak is. Something. Oh. All right, I'm just going to show you here, give you a bit of an update of what's going on. So this is what the issue is. The guy put a hose clamp for the linkage. Like, who in the world would do that? And it's not even linked properly, because this is supposed to go in like that, right? Like this. So it's supposed to be one unit, right? Yeah. But what's this? That can't be. That's a little not right. That. Now, just trying to connect on again. Yeah. Yes. 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 Okay. Carb. Amazon. Get the fuck out of there. Holy moly. Yeah. There we are. Oh, fuck. What is this? Is this just a ground? Could be just a ground. Yeah, it should wiggle off like that. Done. All right, so here's our Amazon carburetor. Looks cheap. All right, so the next thing we got to do. So I got the carburetor out. Update. I put the new gasket in, wiped it down. The only thing I have to do is put the new unit in, and I need to take apart from the original. So I just need to take that off and put it there, and then we can install the carburetor and get it tuned up to specs. Yeah, so let's get started on that and see where it goes. Okay, carburetor is all in and connected. Now I'm just going to put the bolts in, and we're going to fire her up. Yep, so I think the ignition switch was the culprit, because you can see that it's not on all the way. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep. Digital. Well, she did work. Welcome back to Workbench Vice Garage. It's been about 3 months since you see me last, because this Lincoln wouldn't run very good. So I got my old neighbor fixed it up for me, so it's driving, but it needs valve cover gaskets because it's Smokey the Lincoln. So I bought them from my buddy at Canadian Tire, and I'm going to put them in. Okay, here, let's see. Need to take this off. Let me get you in here. Okay, folks. So this is what we're looking at here. Took all the bolts out, put them there so I know basically which bolt goes where and I don't confuse it for something else. But this is what we're looking at. So, and this thing seems to be in the way. This thing couldn't get the bolt out. But yeah, look at all the crud in there. It's going to need to be cleaned all out, this cover gasket. Um, yeah, that's a little cruddy in there. And looks like what is this, the seal here? Oh my God. That thing got eaten out. And these are the valves. Perfect. Yeah, so I cleaned it up a bit. I don't know. Yeah, looks a little better, but I bought more brake clean because it needs more cleaning. Crazy, man. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. Welcome back to Workbench Spice Garage. And today we're replacing a voltage regulator on the way. So this is the new short circuit protected voltage regulator. And this is the old one. Not even any labeling left on it. But you can see the connector is a little corroded, so we'll give that a good old spray cleanup.